It's Tuesday, and I wanted to talk to you guys about this crazy leaked image for Avengers 4. It's very cool and says something about the arcs that the characters will go on. We're going to go over all of that. I also want to talk about the Silver and Black movie being taken off the slate by Sony. The big question there is, does this have something to do with Venom? We're gonna break all of that down. This is the Nerdy News Rundown, your daily dose for nerdy news. Let's get you filled in. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday show. This is going to be really fun for you if you are a big Avengers fan. Got a lot of cool stuff to cover about Avengers 4. It's like mother's milk, I swear. So the first story today comes to us from the Sony Marvel universe. This all has to do with the Silver and Black movie, which was said to be in production by Sony Pictures, being taken off of their film slate. Now, this news actually broke a couple of days ago, but we were just swamped in Star Wars Solo type news, so I wasn't able to get to it right then. I do know a lot of people have been coming to this channel for news about the Venom movie in particular. I was covering some stuff with the plot leaks and different things like that. So I wanted to go over this news and talk about it, if this has anything to do with Venom itself. Like maybe the movie sucks really bad and Sony's like, nah, kill that Silver and Black thing because we're done after Venom. I mean, that's perfectly possible, but I don't know if that's exactly the case. So apparently the story from Sony is that they were having a lot of scripting troubles when it comes to Silver and Black. That's the big thing. They couldn't get a script working for the film. And to me, this sort of speaks to their problems with continuity and their problems with trying to build this universe. I mean, overall, we don't really know what the exact plan here was for Sony, but due to the Amy Pascal comments from the interview last year, it would seem they were trying to build a universe for that Peter Parker character that is in the MCU to play within. We could be in a scenario here in which the script is hard for them to sort of nail down because there's so much stuff in flux. This Disney Sony thing is kind of crazy. I'm sure Sony is keeping an eye on the Fox deal, trying to see what's going on with Marvel in that regard. Overall, if a lot of the plans for this thing is in flux, it's probably really hard to nail down a script. I point to the exact same thing happening for Matt Reeves' The Batman film. Because the future of the DCEU or the DC film universe is in flux, it's very hard to nail down a good script. This becomes a particularly messy problem when you are trying to build a continuity. If it was a standalone thing, it would be a little bit easier, but all of these studios are eyeing up that shared universe. They're all eyeing up that Marvel money, and so they're trying to connect things that can be really restrictive and very difficult on screenwriters. So that's the basic story out there. I'm really curious what you guys think about this Silver and Black movie being taken off. I saw a lot of people online being like, yeah, it makes sense. I never wanted a Silver and Black movie in general, so whatever. There's a lot of contempt for the Sony Marvel universe and whatever that attempt is, whatever they're doing over there, a lot of contempt online. So I'm curious where people fall on that over here on this channel. Are you like, no way, Sony, get out of here, or whatever? Also, too, I think it's interesting. Does this mean something about the Venom movie in particular? Now, my gut instinct here is that I would say yes, but there's nothing really that can prove that at this point. We don't know exactly how far along Venom is in its editing, in its post-production, and it's been pretty light. The news coming out of the Venom movie, the news for Sony about the film, is pretty light. As for me personally, my expectations for the movie, my excitement for the movie have kind of waxed and waned a lot depending on the information that's out there. But the last trailer, although I love the look of Venom, I'm not particularly taken by what the story is. And there's still the biggest elephant in the room. The biggest question of all is, how are they going to do this without Spider-Man? And maybe that's what's going on with the Silver and Black movie. The writers are sitting there like giving them a script, and then Sony's like, yeah, but Spider-Man can't be in it. And they're like, what? I mean, that could be the case. But as far as whether or not this has anything to do with the Venom movie, my personal instinct is like, yeah, probably. You've got people over there probably saying, yo, I don't know how this is going to look. I don't even know if we should spend any more money trying to build out this shared universe. And if you're a big Marvel fan, you might be okay with this. This might be a scenario in which Sony decides to give up on that crazy dream and just give the rights back to Marvel. I mean, we'll see. But that's the story out there. I'm very curious what people think about that. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, let's get into the next story. This is the big Avengers 4 story. There is a leaked image of concept art for Avengers 4 making the rounds on the internet right now. This image is very cool. You have all of the, I'm calling them leftover Avengers, all of the people that didn't die from the snap, all in one image. It looks very badass. It looks as though they are in space or something like that. This seems similar to the architecture and the vibes that I got from Titan and also the dream that Tony Stark had. So this could eventually be that big battle at the end of the film, but remember, it's just concept art in general. I think just first of all, my big takeaway from the image is that this is the Avengers of this movie. I mean, this is an Avengers movie, and yet you have a lot of people here that aren't traditional Avengers all grouped together. You've got, of course, Nebula, you've got Rocket, you've got Captain Marvel, you've got Hawkeye finally, and Ant-Man. In the comics, there's always new Avengers rotating in and out of the roster, and at one point it was this big Avengers Initiative thing where Stark was trying to build just so many Avengers, thousands and thousands of Avengers. And it's cool that in the cinematic universe, there's an actual reason now that members of the Guardians would actually be Avengers and different things like that. So that's my first takeaway from the image. I think it's also cool that Captain Marvel's in the image. She looks great. There was a lot of confusion and concern, of course, about her green-gray costume that was in the leaked images from her solo movie. Everybody online was like, yo, chill out, internet peeps. We're gonna get to the traditional red, white, and gold costume. It's on the way. And in this concept art, we definitely get that. So rest assured, we're getting that version of the Carol Danvers character and that version of the Captain Marvel suit. So yeah, that looks cool, and everyone should just calm down about that. The thing that I am most interested in the image is the Hulk. If you look at this version of the Hulk, he looks a little bit different than the Hulk we're used to, and he has some kind of a suit on. And there's a good explanation for this, and it actually has to do with a lot of leaks out there, a lot of rumors, and some information that Mark Ruffalo, the writers of Infinity War, and the Russo brothers have all talked about. So I'm going to get into all of that in a moment, but it's semi-spoilery. So if you don't want any spoilers for Avengers 4, I'd maybe check out before I get into that. And so this image tends to confirm the, I guess, story out there that Hulk and Banner are going to merge and become Professor Hulk in Avengers 4. I mean, if you look at this guy, first of all, he's got the suit on in the image, but also the face itself doesn't look like your normal Hulk face. It looks a little bit more Banner-esque. Now, there's multiple things operating here. I mean, Mark Ruffalo talked about how there was a 3-film arc that he and the Hulk were on. This arc, of course, starts in Thor Ragnarok. The middle chapter is Infinity War Part 1, and the ending of that arc is going to be Avengers 4. Now, Hulk's no-show in Infinity War was explained by the Russo brothers and by Marcus and McFeely, who are the writers of the film, as actually not being Hulk just afraid of Thanos. Now, that's not actually what's going on. Hulk is actually just upset with Banner, they're clashing, and Hulk is sick of just being the muscle for Banner. So these two are beefing, and the rumors out there and the leaks on 4chan and Reddit and different things like that, we're talking about how Hulk and Banner are going to have to come to terms and sort of merge, becoming Professor Hulk, which is a Hulk that is both very strong and powerful, but also super intelligent. That's a scary thought, but also a very badass prospect. If you're a huge nerd like me, you're going to be very much looking forward to getting that version of the Hulk in Avengers 4. And to me, that's the biggest takeaway from this Avengers 4 image is that, yeah, it does seem like that's the direction they're going to go with the Hulk. So we're going to get the smart version of the Hulk in Avengers 4. Now, according to the leaks, he does all sorts of crazy stuff, which I won't quite get into in this video. But as far as the first takeaway, the first look that we have in Avengers 4, that's the thing that I glean the most. It really looks like that's what they're doing with the Hulk. This, of course, confirms Hawkeye and Ant-Man are going to be in this film, but we kind of already knew that. I mean, that was something that the Russo brothers talked a lot about, but it's good that they didn't get dissolved away in the snap. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the story, guys. This is the first official look at Avengers 4 that we have. It sort of, to me, proves some stuff that was online as far as rumors, leaks, and speculation. Overall, Infinity War Part 2 or Avengers 4 is going to be absolutely nuts. I'm super hyped for it. I know you're probably super hyped for it. So let me know, what do you think about this image? What do you think about Avengers 4? And especially, what do you think about Hulk and Banner merging and becoming Professor Hulk? That's a pretty cool prospect to me, but I definitely want to know what all of you think about that in the comment section below. You can click below to watch more dope videos. You can click our icon to subscribe to get all of our future content. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and nerdy day, and I will see you giving you the news tomorrow.